Check my watch.
I'm gonna
Think
perfect.
check my watch.
I'm going to kind of roll through this series of events, and Mr. Shaw, you can kind of give us a little bit of information about each one, and Davis, you can kind of chime in as well. Obviously, we talked about the yearbook dedication, very worthy recipient there. Tell us about pickup for the yearbooks for seniors and then for underclassmen.
Yep, so we're going to do yearbook pickup this week. As I talked about when we did the yearbook dedication, typically seniors will get it that very same day. But we're going to do senior yearbook pickup Thursday, tomorrow. That'll start at 9. Seniors can come right into the main lobby. We will have yearbooks in the main lobby, and we'll have people there to help them in terms of picking them up. One thing I would ask, we can only have so many people in the lobby at a time. So if for some reason we had a crowd show up all at once, we're going to have to make sure we maintain our distance as we come in, and we'll bring people in as we have space and are able to do that. And again, we'll get more efficient with it as people show up. But I mean, I think it's going to go pretty well right there. It's a good central location to go in and pick it up, and again, not how we typically would do it, but I think we have a system that will work out.
And what was the times for that again?
We'll start at 9. I'd love to say we could have it done by 1, simply because we need to get stuff wrapped up and put away and all that sort of stuff. So let's say 9 to 1 on Thursday for seniors, and then on Friday we'll do a similar time for whoever else. So if you're a senior, you can't get here on Thursday, come in on Friday, and then any underclassmen that can come in on Friday, come in and pick them up. If you're unable to come in on Friday to pick them up, we can make some other arrangement, but we are going to be scheduling a time later on. Well, seniors will be coming in, and we'll talk about this again later on here, but seniors will be coming in to pick up caps and gowns and drop off computers and books and that sort of thing, and they could pick it up then, and we'll have a similar day for underclassmen to come in and drop stuff off so they could pick it up then. So there'll be plenty of opportunity.
Awesome. We'll come back to that. I'll kind of keep it chronological here.
Okay.
We're going to film the James Madison Leavitt ceremony on Thursday, correct?
Yeah, I think we are.
Davis, have you been practicing the trumpet to play
I
cap?
have. I've been working on my trumpet all weekend.
Pretty excited about that one, guys, because it's one of those things that every senior class has been a part of for quite some time. I think since Mr. Leavitt passed away, they've been doing this very similar graveside ceremony, and we're going to bring it to the class virtually this year. That'll be its own special affair, so I'm not going to say much about it right now, but we'll do that. We'll record it on Thursday, and we usually put it out either just before or just after Memorial Weekend, and if all goes well, we might put it out there on Friday.
I think that's the plan. Is Friday we'll air that. So
Although I do like the if all goes well part of that, because
But hey, I always qualify it because if we have to tape it again on Friday, then it probably won't go out on Friday.
hopefully it doesn't go like the hot and heavy performance that I saw on the Seinfeld this weekend. You just you're awful on the trumpet. So
Yeah,
pressure's on, Davis. Practice up, man. Get ready.
also though, should we be getting should I be working on my parasol? Like he sold the umbrellas,
Umbrellas and parasols, yes.
like the plow. Like, is this going to be like a theatrical performance?
No, it's going to be I think the intent is to keep it as it would typically be, and we have the story that we read, and we'll go right through the whole ceremony.
So I'll stick to the trombone.
If it's typical, it'll rain just about the time we leave to go down.
That is correct. Yes.
So then next week we're going to work on a virtual class night, which I believe is going to air on June 12th.
Yes.
Which is the Friday night before graduation. Talk a little bit about the virtual class night.
So once again, an attempt to maintain as much of the traditional calendar events as we normally would do. Class night would be the Friday before graduation or the day before graduation. I think when I graduated, we graduated on a Friday night. The class night was Thursday night. But it's the night before, or as close to as possible. So we can't all get together for that. And there's a number of senior awards, there's some underclassmen awards that we want to make sure we get out and give to students. And we're going to get that recorded next week. In addition, we're also going to record the awards that we would be typically doing during the graduation ceremony. Again, because there's no good way to do that in the setup that we're going to have. My video just froze. I don't know if my audio is working or not, but my video froze.
Your audio's
Audio's still going.
so.
Okay.
Pretty good.
All right.
And also, should I have props and be ready for theatrical performances for that?
No, absolutely not. I'll go out on a limb here and say I don't believe any of these end of year activities will require any theatrical performance from you in any way.
I think that this year and all years after this, you should dress up as James Madison Leavitt for that whole week.
I think that's a great idea.
I don't think he's tall enough.
Oh man.
How tall is No, wait.
Go ahead.
How tall is James Madison Leavitt?
I think he was a tall guy. I mean, I don't know specifically, but my understanding is he was certainly at least a few inches over 6 feet.
There you go.
That's what I understand. I never met the guy.
So coming up the week after that, June 3rd is the official last day for seniors. I believe that's the day they're going to drop off materials as well.
Yes.
What day of the week is June 3rd? Is that a Friday?
Now you're putting me out on a limb here.
It's
June 3rd
Wednesday.
is a Wednesday. And yeah, that's their official last day. Again, we typically that week before graduation would have finals the first couple of days, and there'd be some other stuff going on, but we're obviously not doing that. So we had to have an official last academic day. So any academic work the students need to do needs to be done by June 3rd. That gives senior teachers some time to put in any last scores or anything they need to do for seniors, and we can get their final transcripts put together, and then we can move on with getting other information out to them about graduation.
And they're going to drop off materials that day as well, seniors, on June 3rd.
Yeah, so
Chromebooks,
yes.
Textbooks.
Yep. So June 3rd is a Wednesday. Again, this is probably going to happen in the lobby simply because it's closer to the kind of where the nerve center is of all this, rather than going back and forth to the cafeteria. Chromebooks, textbooks, library books, any uniform stuff that they might have from athletics, anything that's out there that they need to return needs to come in on June 3rd. And we will make sure that gets all recorded and returned, because historically what ends up happening is those things get returned. We have to generate bills for things that don't get returned. So if you don't pass back in your physics book, that gets recorded, and we have to bill students for the physics book, and that needs to be taken care of before we hand out caps and gowns and all that stuff. So we'll get that out there, and make sure we get that last minute, those loose ends all tied up and ready to go.
And then teachers will wrap up their senior grades on June 5th, that Friday as well. And that's also the last day that all of the assignments are due for the underclassmen. So underclassmen out there, your assignments are due on June 5th. That's the last day to hand things in. And then I think, do they have until June 8th to kind of tie up any loose ends there? Is that the deal?
So we kind of picked the 5th as a time to be the soft end date, so that if it turns out there's still some stuff that needs to be handed in, we still have the Monday when we come back to reach out to any students we need to reach out to, make sure we get those last assignments or whatever we might need, so we can close out the school year on the 8th, and then teachers will get stuff into guidance, and we'll be able to check scores and all that. All we would typically do, and make sure that our transcripts are all up to date.
So teachers will be doing that for the 9th then, right? Finishing up grades and things like that.
Yeah.
And then for the drop off for the underclassmen, that's either the 5th or the 8th, correct? Friday or Monday, they can come in
Either
and
one.
drop off same stuff, Chromebooks, textbooks,
me-
calculators, whatever.
Do I
Yeah.
need to be dressed up as anything for either of those days?
If you want to, hey, we can, if you want to dress up as some sort of character, to
mean
collect
the Hornet?
items. The Hornet, we could make it work.
I'm pretty
so,
sure
yeah,
Davis dresses up as a character every day.
Right, yes.
I mean, I could just wear this. That's-
You could, yep. You
Now-
dressed as a Buzz Media
Maybe
star.
we should be on that Friday. We should be live from the parking lot that day. We can be doing the morning buzz as we watch people coming in.
Well, you let me know and we'll make it happen. We'll make it look like the Today Show. We'll get some tents up out there.
Oh, I
It'll be like Groundhog Day in Puxatawny Phil.
And I'd like Al Roker to do the weather, please.
Yes, yeah.
June 9th, which is a Tuesday, cap and gown pickup for seniors, correct?
Yes, and that's all. Again, we will have caps and gowns. There'll be caps and gowns in the package. There'll be let's see what else will be in there. There'll be we're gonna have some sort of parking pass for graduation, so that we have who we are supposed to have coming into the parking lot on graduation day. There'll be information. Usually seniors get a big envelope from guidance after cleaning out their Q file. That'll be available. I'm working with senior HPT advisors to be here on that day to help hand out the caps and gowns because typically senior HPT advisors would be at graduation to greet students after they get their diploma, and that's not going to be able to happen. So we're going to do it ahead of time. But I need to reiterate again that the caps and gowns and all that information is contingent upon two things. One, all academic obligations have been met, and all financial obligations have been met. There's an outstanding bill we need to get that taken care of, and if there's some question about credits, that also needs to be taken care of before we hand out caps and gowns.
Awesome. And then, as we mentioned, June 12th, Friday night, will be class night, virtual. Buzz Media is going to do that. So we're working on the details for that, but we'll pump that up here the next few weeks as we go. We'll kind of set up the parking lot that day, kind of get ready for graduation the next day, and then Saturday, June 13th is graduation. We have the 14th also in case it rains and,
Yep.
and the weather is inclement. But tell us a little bit about. Oh, go ahead, Davis.
I was also going to say, so we obviously have the one car, but we will be live streaming it on Buzz Media.
Correct.
So you won't get our normal nonsense. You'll actually just be able to watch
Right.
graduation.
You'll have to dress up as a serious person that day, Davis. Which is that's going to be a stretch.
That'll be hard for them, but
Tell us a little bit about graduation, Mr. Shaw.
So as you guys probably can expect, this has been quite a process to try to get this all figured out, and we're working with a vendor who's going to come in and set up the stage in the back parking lot. Actually, it's probably going to be in the road in between the back parking lot and the teacher parking lot there by the shop. Pretty tall stage so that people can see it, but it's not like super tall. So we have to be aware of that. Big LCD screen. That's going to be showing images out there for everybody to see. That's kind of a big deal because you either get a projection or you get the LCD screen. The LCD screen is like, I'm going to call it like an all-weather screen. So even if the sun's out, you can see it. So that's going to be great. The stage is going to be covered, and we're going to be in addition to regular, like traditional speaker sound system, we're also going to be having an FM system so people can turn their radios on in their car. Very cool. I think it'll be the first Levitt graduation that's ever been both live streamed and broadcast on FM at the same time. So we're breaking ground every day here. But we are working with the back parking lot. I talked with Project Grad Committee person on Friday. There's going to be a group of parents that are going to do some serious decorating out in the back parking lot. So I have no doubt that space is going to be decked to the nines and ready to go come June 13th. One of the issues being obviously that it's a finite size, like the parking lot's not unlimited. We are doing our best to get everybody in there, but obviously I don't have enough spots for everybody to have more than one, but we're going to do the best we can to meet the needs of the students and their families, and get the parking lot's going to be full. I'll tell you that, and there won't be as Seinfeld would say, there won't be a square to spare in our back parking lot.
We'll make sure that Jamie's not tying any flies that day, so he's focused on the production.
Yes, yeah, that's a good idea. We're also going to have porta potties here as well, in case obviously we need to have that taken care of. Everybody that's not in their car is going to need to have a mask on. So if you need to leave your car to use the facilities, you're going to need to have a mask on. Guidance from the Department of Education, CDC, says that if you are in your car and your windows are open, they ask that you have facial covering on at that point as well. And when the graduates are going to come up to the front, and we'll announce them and get them their diploma. We'll have a photographer that will take their photo as they come across the stage, and there'll be another photographer that takes more of a staged photo as they come off the stage. And then students will go back to their cars, and we'll bring down the next group. I think it's going to go pretty well, and I'm feeling a lot better now than I was 2 weeks ago, that we're going to be able to pull this off. And quite honestly, the intent being to make it look as much like it would typically look, and have as much of the same pomp and circumstance that it would have if it were happening at the Coliseum. And I think that we're going to be able to achieve that, both through the event itself on June 13th, and with the airing of class night and the awards on Friday the 12th.
Awesome. We'll probably have you back in another time in a week or so, just to update. I know we're still working out some of the logistics and specifics and whatnot, so we'll continue to push out some information here and do that. And every time somebody says pomp and circumstance, I don't just think of graduation. I also think of the Macho Man Savage.
Yes, Macho Man.
That on the way to the ring, right?
If you need me to dress up as the Macho Man, another.
I'll bring the Slim Jims.
Only if you can get Mr. Shafeli to be your Hulk Hogan.
Oh, that would be perfect.
That would be a graduation to remember right there.
I think it already is going to be without the Health Man and Macho Man.
True. Well, we'll have you on again another week or so, man. Thanks for taking the time with us today.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Thanks. Okay, I believe you can hear me now, because I think the microphone is turned on. And we're going to have an apology coming up. But first off, let's hear from Luis. So, what you need to know, people at home, is that this is not my fault. And that's why this apology is about explaining that. So we usually try to be wrapped up and ready to go at like 10:50. Or at least is what I try to do. I mean at 9:50. So I have 10 minutes to, get the camera on, get the mic ready, like update the sign. I haven't done it. But Mike Hathaway was like, no, we can just start the show late. We'll just keep talking. And then Hickson never knows what she's talking about, and she assumes like, oh, everything should be all fixed and ready to go, and it's all technology. You were just old, or I don't know what she says. She says a bunch of things, but the point of this is, it is not my fault. It's somebody else's fault. I don't know whose fault. It's probably Jamie's fault. He's tying flies right now and not paying attention, and so I would like to apologize, but it's not my fault. So here we are with today's show. Hello, and we are now back to our regularly scheduled program after that breaking news update.
Right? If you missed the first part of this soap opera, too bad, because you're not going to see it.
Yeah. No, it'll be on at 2 a.m. We'll do a special.
Oh, man.
Today's episode was supposed to be based around two things: the prom and new school versus old school. We
Right.
have a lot of the new school, old school. The prom part has been cut back due to.
We got a little bit. But before we go there, I'll mention today's show is sponsored by Dr. Pussums, manufacturers of some curiously strong cat elixir, right down on Route 4, Susan Shaw. Also, we lost Jamie, but shout out to the Groovers. A little watermelon sugar on the intro, a little Harry Styles. How do you feel about the Harry Styles, Davis?
I don't like it at all. I don't know. I've never listened to Harry Styles. I don't like his name. The name makes me think that he's annoying. So yesterday, Louise sent me these songs, and I was like, I don't know what this is. So that was the first time I ever listened to it. Mostly because I'm closed-minded about it. What do you think about Harry Styles?
I think that I think I said in the production meeting, I saw him once on Saturday Night Live, and I turned it off. So. Like Groover's super talented, shout you out for that. But this new school choice of Harry Styles, I don't think is way better when we stick to the old school.
I feel like Harry Styles is the made up name of a person who plays, like you're watching a really bad sitcom and they have a made up music star and their name is Harry Styles. I don't even think
like a guest star on Who's the Boss or something like that, right? Maybe on Full House.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
They played the twins' birthday, I think, Harry Styles. Right?
Morgan, are you a big Harry Styles fan?
I'm afraid to answer either way, to be honest with you. I'm not a big Harry Styles fan, but I don't mind him. Because I'm not closed-minded, I guess.
Jamie, when you heard what the song was, you were excited.
Well, Marky and Keegan played Watermelon Sugar in my AP Stats class. It was a good memory, and that's the only time I've ever listened to it was with Keegan and Marky, and it was fun. It was fun stuff.
I even hate watermelon.
You hate watermelon?
I hate watermelon. Watermelon and bananas are the worst. Bananas are absolutely terrible.
Wait a minute, I have a question then. How do you feel about watermelon banana flavored candy? Because that doesn't
Awful.
taste like First of all, why does watermelon candy and banana candy taste the way they do? Because neither of those are in any way what a banana or a watermelon tastes like.
Correct.
Most
all
candies
gross.
don't taste like the fruit. Like orange tastes like orange, but that's it.
But banana and watermelon candy have a very distinct taste, though.
Yes.
I know this is supposed to be watermelon flavored, not because it tastes like a watermelon, but because it tastes like what?
It tastes like watermelon flavor.
Well, I wouldn't know because I wouldn't eat either. They're both gross.
Maybe you do like watermelon, and watermelon candy has just poisoned your mind.
Oh man, I love watermelon. I could eat a whole watermelon right now.
Watermelon's on sale at Hanford right now.
Oh, look at that.
In case anyone's
Also,
wondering.
my last watermelon thing is when you were in a music concert when you were little and you didn't know the words, did the music teacher tell you to just mouth watermelon?
Watermelon.
Well, I always knew the words, so.
Oh, look at you, teacher's pet.
Oh.
Teacher's pet in music class. Morgan Hickson. There we go. We got we obviously had Mr. Shaw on for the State of the Union, talking a little bit about senior activities. We'll continue to bring you more updates on that stuff as time goes on. Plan on bringing Mr. Shaw in again next week to kind of talk a little bit more in specifics about some graduation stuff. So looking forward to that. Hoping that Davis dresses up as Macho Man Savage for graduation.
Mr. Shaw really did not seem to be a fan of me dressing up as James Madison Leavitt.
Well,
I guess not.
hey, he doesn't understand the production value that would bring.
I made my HBT act out the James Madison Leavitt story. There's only 2 lines of dialogue. One of them is the "Go it, old plow."
Go it, old plow.
I love that part.
That's awesome.
And then the umbrella for the spinning.
That's right. We also have the yearbook dedication coming up on Wednesday.
Wednesday, yep.
Right? Wednesday yearbook dedication. Then you guys can pick up your yearbook. Seniors on Thursday, everybody else on Friday. Davis is hoping he wins it.
Hoping
This is
it's me. I'm hoping it's dedicated to me.
I feel like this is a student of the quarter thing too. Like I remember back a long time ago telling somebody in my HPT that they won it, and then they didn't. Like we were all messing with him. Like, oh, I think it was Mitch Cobb too. It was just an angry individual anyway. Like, oh, Mitch, you won it. It's gonna be so awesome. And then they're reading it off, and he's like, read somebody else's name. It's kind of a cruel trick, but me and Mitch were tight, so I could get away with it.
I did the same thing with Noah Fullerton. I always told him it was him. I tried to.
He should have known that was a setup, though. I mean, come on.
I actually tried to convince him at the start of senior year that, Noah, you've had some rough interactions over the years. I'm like, but people love a comeback story. Like, all you need to do is hold it together for a few months, and you can get it.
Right. I have a good story, but I'm not going to tell it because I nominated kid for student of the quarter one time, and then he did something very anti-student of the quarter like a day later. Like he was comeback story of the year. Like I get him to student of the quarter, and then literally 2 days later he gets suspended.
Sometimes that happens. Pressure gets to him.
There we go. All right. What else we got here? We got some birthdays today. Got Tina Fey, 51 today. Love Tina Fey. George Strait, 69 today.
Wait, can I go back to Tina Fey?
Yeah, by all means.
I love Tina Fey, and she's brilliant. Do you think her character on 30 Rock is really just her? Because I assume it is.
Yeah,
Well,
definitely.
Pretty close to her.
Yeah, she and Jimmy Fallon on Weekend Update. That was, to me, that's the all-time. Chevy Chase was pretty good too. But they were lights out on that. George Strait, 69 today. The one thing he and I have in common is that all of our exes live in Texas. Not really, but it sounds good. Love me some George Strait too. He's old school. He's the man. He's I don't know if you remember when Jimmy Buffett remade the old Hank Williams song.
That's just a lot.
Hey, good looking. What you got cooking? George Strait made a little appearance in that. It was pretty good. So, also Reggie Jackson, home run slugger for the Yankees, who also had a candy bar named after him. So happy birthday to Reggie. And
he's a
Superfly.
candy bar after him?
What's that?
Reggie Jackson has a candy bar?
Yeah, it used to come in this like little orange and blue wrapper. I don't remember exactly. They were old and they didn't stick around long. I feel like those like Star Cluster candies like that.
No, what?
Like the Little Debbie cake, cluster cake, or whatever it is. It's like a caramel crunchy thing.
What's Amy doing? He's having a meltdown.
I have no idea what you're describing. It doesn't sound like a real food.
Either.
We're actually, I feel like Mike's setting us up for the old school, new school by listing all these other things. Like,
Perfect.
It also sounds like the oldest old person tweet ever. Remember it's like the cluster nut bars and
hey,
yelling at me because I don't understand what
Twitter is an old man's game. You young people can stay on the Facebook. Also, happy 70th to Jimmy Superfly Snuka, coming off the top rope with a flying elbow smash, a la Randy Savage.
Wait, do you know what we didn't talk about? This is not but did you guys see that Fred Willard died?
Oh, man.
Yes, I know. Fred Willard.
He's so funny.
Yeah, Anchorman. He was in Anchorman.
Anchorman, plus he was really big in all the Christopher Guest movies, like A Mighty Wind, Show.
He was in Modern Family for a while, too. I think he was Phil Dunphy's dad in that show.
Yes, yep.
Yeah, so Fred Willard.
Hilarious.
Rest in peace, brother. And then on this day, 1970, the Beatles, their last release, the LP Let It Be, released in the United States today. And also 1980, I remember when I kind of remember this, Mount St. Helens erupted in Washington State, causing the largest landslide in U.S. history.
So I was not old enough to remember it, but I did buy from the book fair. I bought the Scholastic book that was the story of Mount St. Helens erupting. I love that book.
It's a little crazy. It's always the classic example you use when you're teaching succession in ecology.
I don't know what that is.
It's like how a forest grows from its initial stages to the final stages. And Mount St. Helens pretty much wiped everything out with the lava, so it started it all over. Anyway, that's your science lesson for the day.
Thank
you.
So
if you had homework for Gray, don't bother because you just got it done right there. And on this day in sports, Mickey Mantle hit a home run from each side of the plate. Switch hitter. I know, something I couldn't do, so I like it. Sports. We had some golf this weekend.
I didn't watch any. I remember hearing about it ahead of time, but did you actually pay attention to it? I
I watched like 15 minutes of it, and that was it. I'm more hyped up for the Tiger and what is it? Tiger and Peyton versus Tom Brady and
Right.
Phil Mickelson. I'm more pumped up for that one. I also played golf this weekend. Played 18 holes on Saturday, so
At Highlands.
at the Highlands. Yeah, it was nice. Looking forward to playing some more. I'm just good enough to not be like completely terrible, but also but not so good that I can completely enjoy it.
Hickson, I feel like you can make one of those like the Kim Jong Un is he dead meters that shows that like completely terrible, and then you're like just slightly above.
Right, like people aren't laughing at me when I hit off the tee, but I did get one par, and then I was about 6 on every other hole, whether it was a par 3 or a par 5.
I actually thrive on people laughing at me because the best round of golf I ever had, it was before my niece's wedding, the day before we all got together, and I whiffed on my first one. Like
There you
my
go.
first drive, I completely whiffed. And my niece's dad was laughing so hard, like he was falling on the ground laughing. And I acted like I thought it was funny, but I was really mad. And then I played the best golf I've ever played. I was
There you go.
so much anger inside.
In full disclosure, I hit my own cart. Trying to hit a 3-wood out of the fairway, and I'd parked a little ahead of the ball and hooked it right into the cart, and it landed behind me. But I also played with Gray, and on one hole it took him 4 shots to get past the ladies' tee. So I feel like I'm the winner there.
All
All
right.
right. Anyway, I think we're going. Last Dance was on the last 2 episodes as well this weekend. Watched those last night. They were awesome. Love seeing the old Chicago Bulls.
We're gonna
stuff
bring that.
with
That's
Mike
gonna come
Wood.
back up in the
Yeah, so we'll get back to that. So I think we got some prom picks, Morgan. Show us some prom picks, or is that Davis's job?
Davis is-
I have to be the one to do it.
Right.
but
Morgan set it up so it's foolproof for you. So now,
So
you know,
now
just don't-
Hopefully.
well, we'll see. All right. So this is just gonna be a variety. There's the classic prom pick because you got the
the Penguin.
Wonder who submitted that.
who knows? There's somebody's tuxedo picture there. That looks good. Oh, here I am, my prom. I didn't know you'd put my picture right at the start, Morgan. I think it would have
Well,
been.
they were the last ones I added, so they must have just.
You know, sometimes the way humor works is you have to put that in the middle. Like you see a bunch of people in prom pictures, and then that's in the middle. Now instead,
So if you had submitted these on time, like everyone else did, then they would have been in the middle. But you
Oh.
submitted them late,
all right, we're moving on.
as did I, which is why mine's at the top.
Who's this guy?
Yeah, that guy
I love that guy.
stole the prom photo.
Yeah, he has more style than anybody I've ever met. I have not talked to him in a long time though.
Is he a car dealer? Does he sell cars?
He should
No.
sell-
That's
I believe
that's
he's
life of the party
actually
guy right there.
in pharmacy school right now.
What? He's in pharmacy school?
Yeah.
That's the wrong career. That guy needs to be
Right.
selling like discount goods.
Yeah, that face doesn't
sell
work
that.
though with a pharmacy. That's actually like one of the only jobs you don't want to see that face, but
He's the guy that walks into the prom and says, "You know who loves dancing? This guy." That's how he comes, right?
right.
You want
Meanwhile-
to put his own
Oh,
cream?
who's that good-looking guy?
Who is
where
that?
where are you?
That is at my parents' house, and that is me and my wife Michelle.
Yeah, and you had to do a big good picture because she would have been really mad if you didn't.
Yes, she would have.
Probably were scared of her at that time as you are today.
I could not grow the same beard back then that I can grow now, for sure.
No, that's definitely baby face.
Looking good though.
We have a Benson twin. I'm not 100% which one it is.
I'm gonna go with Kendra.
Kendra? Morgan?
No, I'm pretty sure that's Kiana.
Oh.
And all right, I was close.
You guys know who this one is?
That looks like Court Chesney.
It is Court Chesney.
There you go.
I don't know what this failed to sync comments due to a network error means. I don't know what's going on here. But this has got to be. Who do we have here, Morgan?
That's
Caitlin.
Caitlin Saris.
Ross.
Saras.
Sure.
That is Marco, Madison, and Rachel would have been Desjardins at the time.
Oh.
Oh, wow.
Boy, Marco looks just like Zach, man. That's awesome.
Yeah, he really does.
And Rachel looks like Rachel, just with
I
80s
was,
hair.
I was thinking that Rachel looks exactly the same. Well, maybe not the hair, but
There you go.
we got a few with Kaylee. Kaylee with the wishing well here.
Kaylee Martin.
Nice.
Good stuff.
I think we have one more. Oh, nope. Some other. These are some more. These are the part where students actually submitted pictures. Who we got here?
Kayla LeClaire.
Yep.
Yep.
There we go.
Who else we got in there? Hickson?
Oh, sorry. That's Paige Martell and Jaden. I never remember her last name.
I didn't know her last name either. That's why I thought I was putting it on you. Oh, here we got Kaylee again. Nice. And the boys really dressed up for prom.
They're working really hard. I like the dog.
I like the dog in there.
Right?
Sarah Frank.
Sarah Frank. There you go.
Nice.
I like the shoulders.
I like the shoulders.
Throwback.
I wish that came back.
This was a Chris Gray submission.
That is Chris Gray in there, and then a bunch of other people from back in the day.
Where is Chris Gray? Is he? Oh, I see him. Never mind. I found him.
There he is.
Right there.
That's Chris Gray. I think that's Sammy Smith way in the back.
Oh, we got the other Benson.
That one's Kendra.
Kendra.
Kendra? Are we sure?
Yeah, positive. I just looked in my email.
Okay, good. Nice.
Chelsea Perry.
Chelsea Perry there.
Oh yeah.
Emily DeSantis. Do you guys really not recognize any of these
whoa.
people? Or you're just
You know
waiting
what,
for me?
Morgan? First of all, this is your segment because you did the prom pictures, and instead you just like staring down, not paying attention. Why don't you like talk?
I
us through-
wasn't staring down. I was looking at which Benson twin that was because nobody was sure.
Oh, that's the last picture we got.
Emily's got the edgy 2000 hair.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah,
That is edgy.
and right there. That's the good call. All right.
All right, let's get on to this top six.
Yeah, we have to do this in like 5 minutes or less. So keep it.
All right, this is a top 6 point counterpoint on old school versus new school. Sponsored by Vans, home of the old school sneaker.
Timeless. All right, what's up first?
First, we've got Morgan. You don't have this done up, do you?
I do not. I forgot and nobody yelled at me. I really
No.
thrive on the yelling.
You complain when we yell at you, but now you're complaining I'm not yelling at you. All right, we got to keep it going. Keep it going.
All right, Bees is the first one. Old school versus new school. What say you, new school kids?
Oh, we're starting.
Killer Bees. No, wait, no, Murder
Or
Hornet.
murder
Damn it.
hornets.
Murder Hornet.
You guys are
Making
the-
our argument for us, Jamie. Thank you. Clearly, the killer
Oh.
bees.
It's absolutely Killer Bees because Murder Hornets lasted for like 3 days and then everybody's already over it. Killer Bees was a major news story for months. I was allergic to bees and I was convinced that my life was going to be cut short because there were all these maps of them migrating up.
They can chase you over a mile.
Yeah, definitely the Killer Bees.
What about you mentioned in the production meeting, Jamie? Buzz Media versus the Hive.
Well, we got to give it to Buzz Media over the Hive. Production value has gone way up. Ease of production has gotten way easier.
Viewers
it's hard to-
probably.
It's hard to beat the cast of the Hive. That was a top-notch cast of characters.
That was.
We're on the
Which
side.
so
Of
good.
the
I was on the Hive, and so
Nope, I'm going with the Hive because the Hive used to actually. So like we are adults that produce the show, but the Hive used to have an actual show that was produced and it was shown during HBT every couple months. So
Right.
Buzz Media's got to step it up to reach that level.
Not near the volume that we're putting out, though.
Well, no, but like they were students doing
Right.
it.
Student run. All right.
But before we left, students were doing it, but social distancing doesn't really.
Well,
True.
still.
We'll call that one a draw. Move on to number 5. We've got video games and technology.
Video games were definitely peak in the mid 90s.
There's no way.
95, NBA Live.
NHL 95, NBA jams. Like, is it the shoes? You come up and do like the double clutch 360 jam.
Right. I will give you that NBA Jam may be one of the best.
Jamie, I don't think you know what side you're on.
Yeah, hold on. However, like current video games have blown. Like if you play a Madden in '95 and then you play a Madden now, like Madden now is like a tactic. Like just because you can't play it because you probably don't know where all the buttons are, like doesn't mean it's not significantly better. It's significantly better.
That makes it worse. That's why Tecmo Bowl was right in the wheelhouse. It was ahead of its time and it was easy to play.
Yeah, it was fun. Like instead of like.
I don't know much about video games, but what I'm hearing is that older people can't handle newer video games.
That is the reality of the situation.
Just what I heard from Jamie.
You know what I would say?
What?
Everybody played those games back then. Now they become so hard. It's not even a question of old versus new, but like you don't even hear that many people talk about it. Like everyone, when the game came out, we were all playing it.
But that's because there's so many different video games, I think. Because
I know a kid that missed his macroeconomics final to finish a Tecmo Bowl season that he had stayed up all night playing. So
There's never been a point.
are you going to do that with Modern Warfare? Come on.
Yeah, we're moving on. We want.
All right, number 4.
we didn't talk about technology because, first of all, older people just can't even handle the technology as seen.
I'm gonna caveat that one little bit because Sue Boutot watches the show and she can handle technology.
So
True.
people, I think most people can handle technology and like, but I think there's more room for error as seen.
You
And I'm
young
actually
folks.
demonstrating the technology because I just muted Morgan.
There you go. And you young folks use your technology to create the largest dumpster fire on the face of the earth, namely Facebook.
I
Didn't create Facebook.
I will say our age, or at least my age, created Facebook. The one thing is I don't think our demographic is what ruined Facebook.
It's
I
not.
have to filter through a certain level of insanity, and that
Right.
insanity typically comes from a certain age demographic.
No, this is what I would say. There's insanity at every age, but pre-Facebook, you didn't know how much insanity there was, and it was better. Like you saw somebody, you didn't have to know about any of the crazy. You just were friendly with them. It's
All right, we'll
better not
we'll
know.
call that one a draw. And we'll
we-
go to number 4, movies.
Movies don't
Older
even.
Star Wars better than newer Star Wars,
Yes.
right?
People don't even go to the movies anymore. The golden age of movies is over.
Right.
How about TV?
Sequels.
I go to the
Come on.
movies all the time. What are you talking about?
Yeah, the
How
movies
about, wait. You guys can't even make movies. You have to remake all of our movies.
Right.
Like you go back and take the movies that were good from our generation, you remake them, and those are your best movies.
I really like this, like you guys versus us. Like we're the ones making the movies. I know.
Well, and the other thing, well, we got the Marvel movies; those are incredible.
Mhm.
Every movie is just a superhero movie. Like I like the Marvel movies, but like,
Right.
come on, man.
Make a real movie.
And you,
You don't have to be like we had superhero movies too, but we didn't have only superhero movies.
Right.
this is
You guys are doing like Weekend at Bernie's 4.
I haven't watched an actual movie in a long time because of the kids. But
Next thing you know, they'll probably remake Top Gun.
We don't even have time to finish this debate today. All right, we got to keep going.
All right, number 3, fashion.
today's fashion is better.
Way better.
It is significantly better.
So, okay, so here's what happens with fashion, because I know none of you guys actually know anything about fashion. The trends cycle through. I think Hathaway mentioned that earlier. They cycle through, but it's only the good parts of the fashion. So anything that there is today that there used to be, it's the good parts of that fashion.
Right.
So you guys are bringing back mom jeans, and you're saying those are the best kind of jeans?
So
'Cause I
saying
disagree.
that mom jeans are coming back. Mom jeans are not coming back.
No.
No,
I don't know, Morgan.
I don't own a single pair of mom jeans.
Maybe that's because you're not a fashionista.
Maybe I'm definitely not. That is true. But I don't know anyone that owns mom jeans. I don't think I even know what mom jeans are. I'm gonna be honest with you.
I think Abby Webster disagrees with you, and I hope she makes a TikTok about it.
Those are boyfriend jeans. Actually, those are not mom jeans. Boyfriend jeans are a thing.
I don't even know what that is.
Right. There's so much more to do. I wonder if we save these last couple for next time because we're not going to be able to finish the show right now.
We can put the show on late. Let's wrap it up. Music. Go to music. You guys and your crazy, like, don't even really sing hip hop. I don't even know what it is kind of music.
Right.
Like
everything is just like the synthesizer. Like it's all there. When was the last time there was like a good new like musical like hotspot, like a city that like branched out and you found new things? Like no.
Nothing. Like we got 90s alternative. We got Wu-Tang, Snoop Dogg, Dr. Dre. Like
Yes. You had like Seattle, you had like Atlanta coming out with all that like southern rap
Pearl
stuff.
Jam, Soundgarden, Nirvana.
Yeah. What
we have the areas are like spread out because artists and musicians can legitimately come from everywhere. Like
You want to know why? Technology.
yeah, it made it worse because instead of them like getting together and coming up with unique sounds, everything sounds kind of the same. So thank you for also helping us with the technology argument, Morgan.
No.
Right. Thanks.
I know why it sounds the same, and it's someone from like the old school who found out that in the they took the Katy Perry's pop sound, which I will say Katy Perry's pop sound, like they found that it sold, and they found how to recreate that. But that wasn't our creation. That's someone from your generation who's like, I found a way to make money, which is like very typical of that generation. Let's ruin it for money.
Wait. First
Well,
of all,
we're making that money off you.
First of all, me and Hathaway are Generation X. We don't make money or decisions. Like, we're the, like, yes, exactly. Like, the baby boomers are the ones with all the money, and then your generation is, like, the big generation. We're the middle one that, like...
Doesn't do anything.
Yes.
Okay.
We're cooler than you. Like, we had
Doesn't sound like it. Doesn't sound like it.
Power and coolness are not related, Hickson.
No, they're not. You're right. They just happen to be.
If you turn on some Nirvana, you'd know that.
Yeah.
What?
If you turn on some Nirvana, you'd know that. I know you don't even know who Kurt Cobain is, but
Yeah.
I don't know why you guys think I know nothing.
Wait, Morgan, do you know who Kurt Cobain is?
Yes.
No, get
Oh.
I just didn't hear what you said. Not that I didn't understand what you said.
Well, the point is, the music that came out was great. It was powerful. It was deep from the soul. It wasn't about being sold out. And now the music is like,
right.
blah.
So we win that one. We'll go to number one now, in which we're going to clinch this thing. Sports. And I'll just start with LeBron. Like, that's it. That's you guys' LeBron versus, I mean, we got Mike Jordan. And you can't even make an argument there. Greatest player, athlete of all time, LeBron.
And
You can have them.
like, so you have Jordan. Like, I hated the Bulls. Okay, I hated Jordan and the Bulls. I loved to like sports hated, but he was on that same team the whole time, and you could do it. Nowadays, they just hop teams so much that you can't even like. What are you even supposed to do? Like, so if you're a LeBron fan, does that mean you're not even like? Do you just keep changing your favorite team as he keeps changing teams? What's
Right.
supposed to happen there?
I mean,
Yes.
if you just look at the stats, though, like if you look at win shares, and LeBron's career is not over yet, Jordan's is. Like Jordan had 214, LeBron has 192.5. Like that's pretty close. Value over the replacement player. James
So-
traded at 108.6, Jordan's at 104.4.
It would be like your generation to count sabermetrics over actual titles. So I think we'll end it with that, and Davis and I win this counterpoint, and
First of all,
enjoy the Park and Pump, sponsored by Angelo's.
Do we have a parking pump?
rigged.
I don't know.
No,
Hopefully,
I got
if
you.
not, I'll see you at the wrap up. Peace. Are we on?
We're on.
Oops. Are we live?
We are live.
There is no park and pump.
We pushed the park and pump to Wednesday. We got one, but we'll show it Wednesday.
All right, we'll show it Wednesday. We'll wrap this thing
Someone
up.
left their video on.
It's me. It was me. I turned it on.
Thank you, Jamie.
I
Can't
just
figure out
wanna
the
point
technology, huh?
that
The first pause.
I am protesting that whole segment. It was rigged from the start. You just picked. So Hathaway came up with all of those points. He just picked the good ones and then just declared himself the winner at the end. And clearly, Davis cannot handle the technology because yet again didn't turn the mic on.
That's true. Didn't
Proving our point.
I would think the executive producer and the director of social media should be taking care of all that stuff. So it's not my fault that I got to do my job when you guys can't.
I can't turn his mic on.
Right.
You could remind him. You didn't remind him. Your job. That's what executive production is, Jamie.
He just muted me again. So he's muted me twice now, turned off my mic, but can't turn on his. So I'm saying.
We had a couple of birthdays in the chat. Happy birthday to Kaylee Gilbert today. Davis, do you have a party? Oh, there we go. Happy birthday, Kaylee. And then also happy birthday tomorrow, a day early, to Becca Davis.
No. Happy birthday.
There you go. All right. We got the yearbook dedication coming up on Wednesday. It's going to be sweet. We'll find out if Davis gets it or not. Yeah, I think that's about it. Well, oh, is that Maggie?
That's
Not
probably
very good.
Kelly.
I think Luis Gruber is going to take us out with a little more Harry Styles, who I think we're going to talk about some more on Wednesday.
Which
But
the
a little
people in the chat-
Sunflower Volume 6.
Seem to really like Harry Styles.
Yeah,
So
we got some positive Harry Styles talk in the chat.
See you on Wednesday, people. Peace out.
All right, we got another Harry Styles song. This one's about sunflowers. Are there 5 other sunflower songs? Can you please tell me the answer to that, Luis? But anyway, this is Sunflower Volume 6. That's also my dog joking.